Welcome to Subramani. People ask me what are the secrets to an early retirement or a happy retirement or FIRE, that is financial independence and retire early kind of movement. So first is what all should you do? So first is I think you should practice scarcity. Assume for a minute that you have to live on a much tighter budget than what you're currently living. Then what happens is every increase in your income, every increase in your salary, etc., can go into saving and investing well. So you have to learn to live on less, so that tomorrow, if you really have less, you know how to live. Now when I talk about it a little later, you will know that I'm not talking about having a very poverty kind of mindset, but a scarcity kind of mindset which is created artificially. How does this happen? Well, if you're earning 100 rupees now and saving 30 rupees, what happens is your income goes up from 100 to 106, then you don't save 30% of the increase, you save 100% of the increase. So now you're running 106 and you're saving stroke investing 36, not 32 or 33, saying some part of it is going in. So that is what I would call practicing austerity in spite of the fact that you actually have money. So first is trying to do that. Second thing which many people forget is to increase your income. One is to reduce your expense. That is perhaps easier, but there is a bottom to it, right? You cannot live on zero expense. Suppose you are spending 70,000 a month, you can come down to 55,000, 60,000 per month. You cannot come from 70,000 or 75,000 to 5,000 per month or 8,000 per month. But you can do one thing about your income. You can try to increase your income. So if you're in your 30s or 20s and you are wanting to do a FIRE, financial independence, pretty early, try to increase your income. That is a far more positive way of planning your retirement than to say I will reduce my expense. By all means reduce your expense, I am not against it, but trying to increase your income is far more important. Another big expense during retirement could be your health. So investing in good healthy habits, right, from what food you eat and how much you exercise, what hobbies you have. I mean, if cycling, swimming, running, jumping, going to the gym are your hobbies, they're much cheaper than say adventure tourism or some paragliding or any of those sports, because they're more expensive, right? So decide on your hobbies also, but make sure that some of your hobbies are helping a lot towards your health. So if it is cycling and running or swimming, then it is really helping you in reducing your expenses, because these are per se not very expensive hobbies and they are contributing to your health. So these 2-3 things you must do. Then practice stealth wealth. Don't show off your assets. I think it is pretty dangerous showing off in today's day and age. So practice simple life, because people will say, oh, he's a simple person, rather than saying how is he going to maintain this standard of living, etc. That's a different thing, but I'm just saying practice stealth wealth. Remember that showing off your expense, showing off your assets is of absolutely there is no upside to it, there is only downside. You don't have to spend money to show off that you're rich. You are spending money does not mean you're rich. You're not spending does not mean you're poor, right? How rich you are, how poor you are, decided by the assets that you have, which is contributing to you, not the assets which you have, which you are using for showing off. If you're showing off your Ferrari or your Mercedes, that's fantastic, but that is not helping you towards your retirement. So investing in health, investing in friends with whom you're going to grow old, that's also very useful, because at some stage at 70, 75, 80, you want to go and live somewhere on your own, right? So if you want to do that, then you have to know where you want to live and what you want to do. So pursuing that is also important. Creating a cash flow for yourself, learn how to invest. That's also important, because in retirement you're going to invest your own money and you're going to be able to manage it. So reducing your expenses, increasing your income, knowing what hobbies to pursue, what you're going to pursue, that's estimating money requirement for that, creating a group of friends with whom you are going to grow old together, right? All these things put together will help you well in your retirement, wherever you want to retire, whenever you want to retire. But if you don't do some of these things, then the whole piece won't come together. If you just practice austerity, and you say, oh, I live very frugally, that's good, you may feel good now, but at some stage you don't want to feel deprived, saying, oh my god, I did all this for whom? So you have to balance between how much you're earning, how much you're saving, how much you're investing, and how much you're spending on your current life. You cannot say, all this I will do when I'm 60, all this I will do when I'm 70. What happens if you die at 59, right? So it's ultimately a very nice, fine balance between you, your spouse, your children, right? All of them together should believe that some of these goals are worth pursuing. Your financial independence is good, and that you are planning to do, these are the things which you're planning to do. So planning for your retirement, planning what to do in your old age, planning all your hobbies, and balancing between what you have today, what you're earning today, what you're spending, what you're investing, and what you're spending on your family, right? All this has to be balanced if you want your early retirement and a happy retirement. Early retirement perhaps many people will get, or financial independence many people will get. But if you're getting that financial independence by living frugally, not spending anything on yourself, and it is forced upon you. For me, I'm very happy being frugal. But if frugality is being thrust upon you, saying if you are not frugal, you cannot retire, then step back and think, is it worth retiring? What will you do during that time? Just to prove to the world that you have enough money to retire is not enough. You have to have a happy retirement. You have to do something. Maybe for you that will happen only at the age of 70. That's perfectly all right. It does not happen to everybody at the age of 35, because if you don't have that kind of a corpus, if you are not provided for inflation, if you are not provided for many of those things, you may have to unretire, if I can use a word like this, and trying to get a job in any country where, when you have not been in touch for a job with the job for a long time, is not going to be easy. So don't make those kind of mistakes. So if you can do some of these things right, or all of these things right, and sit and discuss with your group of friends who are all same age as you, and get somebody is 10 years older and somebody who is 20 years older, ask them what went right, what went wrong, and then put together your retirement plan. When I say saving for retirement, I don't mean a particular XYZ mutual fund, pension plan, or a retirement plan. I'm just saying a basket where you could have real estate, you could have equity funds, you could have debt funds, you could have gilt funds, you could have a pension plan. All that put together is your retirement basket. Make sure that is of adequate size that day you retire, because you're not going to contribute to the kitty. And more importantly, you cannot borrow for your retirement. You have to earn your retirement, create that corpus, and then talk about being financially free. So don't be in a hurry, take your steps. Retiring at 42 is not as bad as not retiring at all. Or if you can't retire at 42, if you can retire only at 55, so be it. But take a realistic view of what you have, what you need, and what you must have, right? So make all this list, make it comprehensive, and that's the best way to plan your retirement. Thank you.